Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I offer this amendment in honor of a young man named Daniel Keegan. Daniel served in the Army's 82nd Airborne as an intelligence analyst for 8 years. He was deployed to Afghanistan twice. In 2009, Daniel was named the Soldier of the Year of the 7th Special Forces Group at Fort Bragg. He was a remarkable young man. Like many of our heroes, he came home with PTSD. And it took too long to get him hooked up at the VA, and there were a bunch of drop balls, and so he began to self-medicate. And he did that with drugs that he found online. He could order the drugs right from his own couch. Daniel lost his life in January of 2016, and his mother, Stephanie, came to my office not long after. Stephanie Keegan has now dedicated her life to improving services at the VA and fighting the heroin and opioid epidemic, particularly as it relates to our men and women in uniform. And so just a couple of months ago, Stephanie joined me in the Hudson Valley to announce the Stop Online Opioid Sales Act. And that's what's in this amendment. We started looking at this issue, and we found out that we're losing the information battle in the fight to stop online drug sales. In fact, we don't even know exactly how much is coming into our country or where it's coming from. Earlier this year, the Senate released a report suggesting that $800 million of opioids were coming just from China alone and being sold online. I'm told that 50,000 doses of fentanyl can be fit inside a business-sized envelope. We need to get on top of this problem. These statistics are alarming. The trend is alarming. We don't know what's happening. We need the DEA to get in the game on this, and we need to know how much of an issue this really is. It's really hard to keep up with the constantly evolving tech landscape when it comes to drug sales. But the first step in stopping the problem is understanding the scope. What we know is that drug addicts right now can conduct their online habit without leaving their home. Their drugs come in the UPS truck or the FedEx truck or the US mail, and they can sell drugs to people who come to that location. I've spoken to recovering addicts who never left their house, who conducted for years an online drug business out of their own house and fed their own habit with it. We need to get on top of this problem. That's what's in this amendment and what it will allow us to do. It would simply require the DEA to compile a comprehensive report on the sale of drugs online within a year, and they'd be required to continue to issue annual reports containing this information. Under the amendment, the reports would include the types and amounts of controlled substances and analogs sold online, the name of each entity and person selling them, and an estimate of the revenue being generated through these illegal channels. This opioid crisis has impacted folks from every state and every party and every walk of life, and it certainly doesn't care what party you belong to. And so I ask all of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to join me in support of this amendment so we can fight back against this scourge and stop burying folks, young American heroes like Daniel Keegan.